Okay, so let me take you on a whistle-stop tour of this fabulous offer, even if I do say so myself. So loads of yummy bonuses. So let's take it from the top and show you what we have in store for this one. That was a quick mini photo reading preview. So what I'm doing for Black Friday offer is 50% off online 12 card tarot readings for the year ahead. The reason I thought of this one, because I have last month, it was my 23-year anniversary, so I did an offer of 23% or 33% for those on my e-newsletter list off coaching, therapy, the breakthrough session, the online programs, and the all access pass. So I was thinking, okay, what could I do? Because I do like to participate in Black Friday, it's fun. And I thought, you know what? Something that will be absolutely brilliant for this time of year as we career out of 2023 and hurtle into 2024 would be a tarot reading. And not just a tarot reading, but we'll do a 12 card reading. It's been several years since I've done one of those. I remember when I did them, gosh, when was it? I don't know, do you know what? I'm thinking it was probably 7 or 8 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, when I did them last. And Lisa did a reading, and we did the reading probably around this time, November, December. She got in touch with me in the summer, in the June, so 6 months later, and said, you know, that reading you did for me, you said something would happen, you said this particular thing would happen in June, and that is exactly what happened. So it's often really uncanny in that way. And one of the things that people say most often is that the readings are 100% spot on. So I've included a quick video here. That was the how can I describe that? The unexpected impromptu mediumship reading. I didn't expect. I was just testing out the Banksy tarot cards that wonderful friend Kate got me as a gift. They're really lovely. And so I just went onto Facebook and I said, hey, does anyone want to do a reading? I'm testing out this new deck. Frantonia Pollins, who's out in the United States, volunteered. We've never met. I don't know Frantonia aside from being connected on Facebook. So I start doing this reading with the cards, and immediately I hear very distinctly a voice, and it felt like a woman was standing behind me. And she was saying things to me and telling me to relay them to Frantonia. And I'm like, I'm not gonna call someone baby or say that. But in the end, she was relentless. So I was like, I said it, and Frantonia was like, oh my God, that's my Granny Gracie. That's exactly what she used to say to me. So from there ensued a very entertaining reading. So you can watch the video of that one. Now, I've also added some testimonials because, of course, people will be wondering, okay, what can you expect from a tarot reading? So I'll just share a couple with you as we go along. So one person has said, Marilyn, I've just listened to this as I was called out unexpectedly this morning. All I can say is, wow. As always, you were spot on with my reading. Thank you so much. And for the Huna, etc. Much appreciated. It was amazing. And the reason they said listen to is oftentimes when I'm doing readings, particularly when I do the monthly Tarot Tuesday calls, I do those every month in the membership group on Facebook, I'm often talking to myself because it is the first Tuesday, but there's no set time. I just have to fit it in when I can. And that's often not when people are around, because it might be very early in the day or sometimes it's 11 o'clock at night. So I'm speaking to myself. I've no idea what people want me to do the reading on, because I just go into the group and say, hey, do you want a reading? Put a yes in the thread, do the reading, and then I come back later and hear what people said. And it got to the point where people were coming back and going, oh my God, that was spot on. You're not going to believe it. And then they'd relay something that I said. Or sometimes I'd have to say, what did I say? Because once I've done the reading, I'm like, boom, it's out. I'm on to the next one. So I'm not really thinking about what I'm saying. And so I often say to people, oh, it's brilliant, what did I say? And I decided then at that point, because people were, writing their answers, I actually went back and I watched my readings so that I could type up a transcript. And then I put the transcript side by side with feedback from people about their reading. It was just mind-blowing. So that blog, I put a link to that blog on this page as well, the comparison with the Angel Tarot. So yeah, so you've got some testimonials here. Someone else just finished listening to your reading. Energetically, it was full on. again, they weren't there live, they were listening to the recording. As soon as you had finished describing the explanation of the statement and I gave my consent, I was suddenly connected with this massive flow of energy. But then as you finished describing the huna and we're about to start the actual process, I figured I'd better sit down and really focus. As I connected and you started the process, there was so much interdimensional stuff I was connecting with, as well as all the other participants. As an outside of dimension of time, I was connected to the same group collective energy and resonance. It was most surreal. Yes, indeed. So it's pretty amazing. So you can come here and have a read of these. I've done a couple of short ones. They get a bit longer because I know sometimes if you haven't had a reading before, you want a bit of info. Now, this I'm very excited about. So we've got a free bonus. This is for the next 24 hours and while stocks last, because I've got a limited number of these. But you will get, if you're booking in the next 24 hours, today is the 17th of November 2023. So this will, because I haven't sent this out yet, so this will run until midnight tomorrow. What's tomorrow? The 18th of November 2023. So oh, I've got to change that because I was going to say the first 3 people. Then I thought, you know what, just give it 24 hours. We'll see what happens. Because somebody else said, oh, if you say 3 people, then if I don't think I'm the one, I'll be upset. so I'm like, all right, because I wasn't going to use all the stock. But what I'll do now is I'll make it 24 hours. So what it is, you'll get it's actually 52 cards, but some of those cards are holding cards, you know, how to use the deck, etc., contact information. So in terms of the cards themselves, there are 47 cards, full color. This is my coaching cards deck. So you will get, and it's a physical deck, so it will arrive in the post. It's not a virtual thing. So you'll get bonus coaching card deck as well if you're booking in the next 24 hours, and I've still got stock left. So you'll also get I'll send you the link for the narrated bereavement tarot book. This one was created after I had some really jaw-dropping experiences, and I was like, you know what, I really should write those down. And so I did. And people have said they found it really comforting to read through it. So you may want to have a read. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but if you do want the copy, of course, I'll send it to you. And it's a narrated ebook, so I'm sharing. If you don't want to sit and read it, then I'm narrating the key points as we go through the ebook. So that's that one, the Bereavement Tarot. Yeah, and I guess in terms of the readings, if you're looking for intuitive insight, guidance, clarity, confirmation, then I would say this is definitely for you. Now, this is from one of my one-to-one clients. And just an extract, you can read the full thing on my main website, so that's what you'd be looking for there. And they've said it isn't a case of the cards telling your fortune, it's all about them reflecting your current situation back at you, so you can clearly see what areas need to be worked on. And I'd say that's a really brilliant way to describe it. This is the link if you want to read it's my MarilynDevonish.com blog. It's a spot on power of Angel Tarot. Is amazing. So you can see the cards that I pulled, you can see what I said, and you can see what people subsequently fed back. Now, I've also written several pieces for the newspapers and magazines. Did you know that in recent years, there's been a resurgence in businesses using tarot to help them provide more of a sense of certainty and stability and planning? So if you don't want a personal reading, we can most certainly do one around business and that sort of thing. So it depends on where you want to focus. So this was one of my clients. They said, "Hi, Marilyn. My business tarot reading was at the perfect time for me as I was in the midst of making a big decision about my career path. I knew I needed change, big change, and the thought was scary. The tarot reading was congruent with my thoughts and feelings. Marilyn was very intuitive and guided me through the cards and explained them thoroughly. A brilliant service at the end of the phone, ! Daniela Centola, and her website is www.shewhoheals.co.uk, and heals is HEALS. So www.shewhoheals.co.uk. Do check out her fabulous work. So that's what I was doing, because after I'd written those articles a few years ago, I thought, well, this is interesting, actually. Let me go out and do some business readings and let me see how they compare to just doing the general readings. They were absolutely fantastic. So if that's a focus that you want to take, that's absolutely fine as well. So what's included, we'll do either online video audio or a telephone reading, depending on how you wanted to connect. There'll be a replay recording for future reference. I will also send you photographs of your cards. Now, I've done a little section here about how do the readings work. I prefer to do what I call cold readings. So when I'm doing all these readings for clients on Tarot Tuesday, one-to-one, if I'm running the Tarot and Huna big clearing call, I've got no idea what people want me to read about. I've got no idea what their question is. I will just choose the cards and do the readings once I've kind of done a tune-in with them. And that's the way I prefer to do it. I do sometimes have clients who will voice something, and I'll share with you in a few moments the outcome of that, how it tends to work. So yeah, I prefer not to have too much data, and I've explained a little bit here about why. But again, this was a one-to-one reading that I did over the phone. So they said, and this is really speaking to the, you don't have to come with a load of questions and all the rest of it, because the cards, I say, have a mind of their own and will do the reading. So here we go. So they said, thank you, Marilyn, for an excellent angel card reading today. I began with one issue in my mind, but decided to focus on another issue. I was amazed your reading was specifically answering my main intention and not the one I thought was right. In fact, I got the feeling the latter issue was more of a non-issue in the big scheme of things. Frankly, I was surprised how accurate your readings were as it pertained directly to my radio station, Untangled FM. You highlighted important points about leadership and staying focused on my purpose, giving me brilliant clarity about my road ahead. Thank you very much for such an excellent reading. I'm most happy to wholeheartedly recommend you as an angel card reader as soon as you are ready. Oh, by the way, did I say how impressed I was with your ability to get over 60 minutes of information to me in less than 30 minutes? Fabulous value. So they're a spiritual mentor and author. And the reason I kind of put this one here is they voiced what they wanted the reading to be about. I was like, okay. Then I was doing the reading, and as I'm doing the reading, I'm like, oh my God, this reading has absolutely nothing to do with what they've asked me about. But that's what came through, so that's what I said. And it wasn't until afterwards they said, well, actually, there was something I really wanted to ask you about, but I didn't. And that's what the reading ended up being about, which is what they're referring to there. So let's meet up over coffee, or in my case, a herbal tea, and let's see what the future has in store for you. Now, all of the testimonials on this page, some that I've highlighted, others you can read for yourself, they were all conducted online or by telephone. And oftentimes, again, some of them are the person was not even present when I did the reading, they're catching up with the recording. So if you're wondering, does it work online? Absolutely yes. And for those of you who know me, you'll know that I've been doing online coaching, online training and online therapy since 2005, so well before the pandemic pivot. And I've also been a specialist remote working implementation consultant since 2003. And that means going into organizations to design and implement remote working policy and strategy and flexible working policy and strategy. So everything that I do has been thoroughly tried and tested online for, gosh, almost 20 years now. Well, 20 years in the case of the remote working. So I've put some of the benefits. If you're not familiar with tarot, clarity is definitely one of them, because oftentimes people are wrestling with an issue, not sure which way to turn, feeling confused and overwhelmed. So it's brilliant for that. A lot of time it's about confirmation, where something is reflected back to people and they're like, oh my gosh, yes. And that happens a lot. Hence the, oh my gosh, that was spot on. That's exactly what I was thinking about. Sometimes it's about curiosity and the whole connecting with the intuitive work. And one of the lovely benefits and side effects of that is that you then open up what I call your sphere of consciousness and awareness, and things that might have been outside of your awareness start to come to the fore when it's relevant for them to, and accessing your creativity. Sometimes it's about guidance. So the cards offer a great form of guidance, not because they're telling you what to do. They provide food for thought. They act as a wonderful catalyst of your own thinking. It's like having a sounding board in a way. And every times clients will laugh when I say something, I go, oh yeah, I've been thinking of doing that, or oh, yeah, I know I really should do that. And it's coming up very strongly in the card. So that's always quite amusing. And it might be that you want insight. So whether we're doing a past, present or future reading, or a one card reading, something like I might do during the, tarot webinars, for example, the cards are always insightful. And they can often help you make experiences, as I describe it, across and through time. So those are some of the things. Now, again, no traveling back and forth, easy access from the comfort of your own home or office, minimal amounts of fuss. So you can click this button here and book your reading. And with regards to your reading, once you've booked, what I will do in a couple of days, because we're coming up to the weekend now, is I will send you, well, number one, let me know which days of the week. I do not do readings at the weekend, so it'll be Monday to Friday, but which days of the week and what times are most suitable for you. So I'll do weekdays and some early evenings. As many of you know, I have several council committee meetings, trainings, etc. So evenings are a little bit more spaced out, but and also if you're not in the UK, let me know your time zone. I'm in the UK. We've just come out of summer, so we're back to GMT now. I think the clocks in the United States have definitely already changed, so we're back in sync there. But just to give you a barometer, we are 5 hours ahead of USA Eastern time. So when it's midday Eastern time, it's 5 p.m. here, just so you give you a sense of perspective. So yeah, let me know what time zone, let me know what days of the week and what times suit, and then I'll have a look at the diary and I'll send you over 2 or 3 dates that you can choose from. A little bit here about myself if we have never met before, and oh yeah, I've put something in about the Fate and Fortune magazine 10-hit psychic challenge. So I said, yeah, sure. The magazine was looking for someone to do a reading for one of their readers. I was like, yeah, sure, I can do that. Had no idea until, like, I think it was a day or so before, that it wasn't just a reading. The person I was reading for, who I'd never met, was going to be grading me and rating me and out of 10. In terms of the things that I shared, how do they resonate with them? And I didn't know until the magazine came out, and it was a print magazine, so you had to go to a store and buy it. So I got mine in W.H. Smith's. I didn't know until the magazine came out how I had scored. So it's a bit like, oh my God, what have I let myself in for that? Because I'm not often reading to be tested. I just say what comes up. Thankfully, when I read aforementioned magazine, it was a chart-topping 10 out of 10, which is fabulous. So if you do want to read that and you've booked, let me know. I can send you the link, and there's more. So I've done a quick summary recap of what's included with your investment. It's 50% off, and all of these things are included, subject to having stock being available. But you've got the full 90-minute online private reading with the flexible delivery options, Zoom, Skype, one of my private meeting rooms. You can also, as I say, do the session by telephone. You'll be dialing into a UK landline number, and I have also done readings via Facebook Messenger, for example, and I now have the Metaverse Tarot room as well. Bonus number 1 is the Bereavement Tarot ebook. I didn't know how to price that. People said it's priced, so it's like I've just put a random number on that one. We have got the bonus number 2, you'll get a replay recording, so you'll get an MP3 recording of the reading, and that means you can download and listen to it whenever you choose to. One of the things I say is that you may want to listen in 6 months' time, 12 months' time. Number 1, it's interesting retrospectively to look back and see what has unfolded. You can also pick up maybe on issues raised, and you might be reminding yourself of relevant actions and next steps. And oftentimes people will listen back to the recording and they'll hear something new. I mean, clearly they heard it the first time, but it didn't resonate or it wasn't relevant at that time. Or they'll hear something in a different way and go, wow, and then the penny drops. So you've got the MP3 recording for that. Bonus number 3 is a written transcript, depending on which platform we use. So if we're in my transcription platform, then I can set it up so that it does a transcript. Now, just to be clear, I will not be editing the transcript, because for me to do the upload, download, upload again to share facility, it takes about, best part of half an hour just to do the audio, and then again the same with the written. So I will not be editing the transcript, so it may contain a few grammatical errors, but having used the platform several times, and I have to say it's pretty good, and I'd say it's a good I don't know, 80% correct with a few little nuances. So I'm not going to be editing that. It will take far too much time. I'm going to limit my time for all of that stuff to half an hour for the audio, half an hour for the transcript. Bonus number 4, I'll send you over a picture of the cards, because one of the things that will happen is oftentimes you will look at the cards and something will leap out at you or get your attention. And you'll know if you've done any of the readings with me. I remember a couple of months in a row in the membership group, I was reading for I was doing 12 to 15 readings on the Facebook Live, and a couple of times had the same card come up 7 or 8 times, and I shuffle the cards after every reading. It just so happened there was an issue that was relating to lots of people, so the vibe was there, so this card kept coming up over and over. But what was interesting about it is the card would look slightly different every single time, and there were things that didn't resonate when I'm reading for one person. I read for another person, and suddenly something leaps out. And so you'll probably have an experience like that, and that will then be a way of really connecting into your own intuition, your own wisdom, and that will probably spark a few more ideas for you. Bonus number 5 is the coaching cards, the Oracle deck, while stocks last. So I have to change this again. As I said, I was going to do just the first 3 people, just so I'm like, right, I'm not using all my stock. I know I've got definitely 3. But I'm like, oh, Marilyn, just use the stock. So it will be the first 24 hours while stocks last. If you booked by then, you should be in with a very good chance of getting the bonus deck. And if you do, then I will just send you an email asking for a postal address, because it's a physical deck, so I need to post it to you. And then bonus number 6, if you choose to, is a half price soul plan reading. And the reason I've put these two together, what a fabulous way to close out and start the new year. The soul plan reading, we start with looking at your worldly challenges and your spiritual challenges. So what are the things that stand in the way of you doing the things that you want to do? We will then look at your worldly and spiritual talents. So what are the natural talents and abilities you have? We then look at your goals. So what are the goals that you're here in terms of the worldly and the spiritual? And then that culminates into the soul destiny that sits in the center of the soul plan chart. Now, this worldly relates to approximately age 0 to 30/35. And then the spiritual is progression from there. And one of the things that people often find, many of my clients, because I say to them, keep your soul plan reading, look at it a few months from now, a few years from now, and clients have done that and they're like, oh my goodness, the soul plan is still speaking to me, because things that maybe were interesting when we did the reading, but didn't resonate because that's not where people were in their life. You look at it a few years later and suddenly it's like, wow, because you're stepping into something else. And I know I did my soul plan practitioner in November 2013. And it was probably 2 or 3 years ago, I went back and read my soul plan and I was like, oh my goodness, it was describing exactly where I was in my life right in that moment. But when I read it back in 2013, those areas didn't really resonate because I wasn't there yet. So it's really, really interesting. So I definitely say this one is a gift that keeps on giving. Now, if you've already done a soul plan reading with me, what you may want to do if you want to take this up, because the soul plan is always on your birth name, so the name on your birth certificate. You can, if you don't use your middle name or names, you can do what we call an overlay reading. It could also be that you've changed your name. You use a kind of a shortened version, for example. There are times where people were adopted, or it could be that you got married and changed your name. So that's what we call the overlay. So you can do an overlay reading instead, or you can do it for a business name, which is always very interesting to get the vibe and the energy and the soul of your business. But that's if you've done a soul plan reading on your birth name before, and then you want to do the overlay. So that's an option there. And you can also gift the soul plan reading to someone else. So it would make a brilliant Christmas or New Year gift or birthday present, because you don't have to use it straight away. But if you are doing that, let me know the name of the person so I can make a note of it. So when they get in touch, I will know what they're talking about. So yes, that's it. I've summarized here everything that is included: the one-to-one reading, the bereavement tarot, the MP3 audio, the written transcript if we're using the transcription platform. and the coaching card deck if we still have stock available. And yeah, that's it really in terms of what we're doing. And if you've never had an angel card or tarot reading, oracle reading before, relax. I'm going to read you this wonderful testimonial from award-winning author Kwame McPherson. Because when I was first doing the angel card readings, part of the home play during the course was to do some readings. Now they said do 2 or 3. So I put a call out to my e-newsletter list and social media because I'm like, oh, I don't even know how many people be interested. I think it was between 13 and 20 people went, yeah. And rather than just pick 2 or 3, I thought, you know what, Marilyn, just do them all. So Kwame was in that group. So he said, I heard Marilyn had started angel card readings. What? The question I asked myself, what's an angel card reading? Since I had no idea what the reading comprised of, I cautiously volunteered anyway. Marilyn explained how long it would take and what would happen. Lo and behold, and somewhat surprised, it was a painless process. But what truly amazed me about this reading was the uncanny accuracy. The reading highlighted where I currently am in my life and what's about to come. And to say that I am not excited is an understatement in the least. I also believe ... no in capital letters as in KNOW, that as a guide herself, Marilyn is well suited for her role of being an angel card reader, and I can see her empowering other lives around her. May she long continue to do so. So that's Kwame McPherson, award-winning author. He's just won several very prestigious awards. And a couple of days after the reading, something that I had said in the reading, and I said, it'd be coming up unexpectedly, specifically, it unexpectedly came up out of the blue, which was even more mind-blowing for Kwame. I'm always like, wow, that's amazing. I do not take these things for granted. But as someone who'd never done a reading before, to have that happen was like, whoa. So, just a couple of little summaries in terms of some of the reasons and things you get from doing a reading. For some, it's peace of mind or confirmation about something. For many, it's about helping to clear clarity and confusion. It might be tapping into your higher self, into universal wisdom. You may just be curious. Maybe you want to get a sense of what's the bigger picture. How do some of these seemingly random events fit? You could be looking for ways to access your intuition, your inner wisdom, your guidance. And again, it could just be the clarity, focus, insight, sense of direction. So there's a link to my main website here. You will not find this offer on my main website because it's not something I generally offer. I've done it once or twice before, and as I said, that was many, many years ago, probably 7 or 8 years ago now. So you won't find this on the main website, but outside of this deal, then it's transformationstm.com/tarot readings, and that's www.transcef for Freddie, so FORMATIONSTM, so transformationstm, and TM as in trademark.com/tarot readings is where you'll find those testimonials as well. People's names are next to the testimonials where they've given permission, so you can see that they are real people. You can also visit them free metaverse room here, and there's a video in there and a couple of things and articles you can read. So that's online.transformationstm.com/tarot room. Free to enter. All you need to do is add a name, choose an avatar from the selection they have there. You can also, add your own photo if you want, but I actually quite like them. I love the avatars. But enter your name, choose an avatar, click on a seat, and then you're in. And you can then look around the whole house, which is online.transformationstm.com/main house. And if you like what you see, I've added my affiliate link here where you can build your own metaverse space. It doesn't cost you any extra. It just means that I get a bit of a thank you when you use it. Oh, actually, I have actually got I've got a coupon code as well. I think it's 10% off. Ooh, what's that? I think it's Brunches 23. Well, if you do like it, let me know. I will send you the coupon code as well, because that will save you some money. So that's it in a nutshell, very big nutshell. And then so you've got it here at the bottom. You can either just go for the reading, which is half price, it's £75, or you can click here where it says left hand side, add to cart, if you'd like to do the soul plan reading again, because I think it's a really fantastic combo, then click that. So if you look over here, it says 75. Click that, and you'll see it's added that. So you've got the half price soul plan reading. It's normally £130. And when I do the 12 card readings, well, it's actually more than that now, but I've just left it at what the old price was, £150. So you get both of those readings. You get the tarot reading and the soul plan reading for £140. If I've still got stock available, you also get the coaching card tarot deck. And if you have a coupon code, so I'll put the coupon code for lifetime members, you'll get 25% off. So I'll put the coupon code in the Facebook membership group. So you click there if you have the coupon code, enter it there, hit apply, and then it will readjust the price, and then click continue to, put your card details in. But that's it. That's it. So that is the offer. I've got a bit more tweaking of the page to do, so I haven't shared it yet. I'm looking at the time, it's like, whoa, the clock is ticking. So I need to get on with it. So yes, that's it. If you would like a 12 card reading for the year ahead, you know what to do. Now the URL for this one is a bit of a mouthful. It's Marilyn Devonish, Marilyn DEV for Victor, ONISH, and marilyn-devonish.thrivecart.com/reading-with-Marilyn-Devonish. You can also go to my main website, www.transformationstm.com. So TRANCE as in hypnotic trance, F for Freddy, so FORMATIONSTM as in trademark, so transformationstm.com. Click the red What's New button. A panel will slide out, and what I'll do is I'll probably just put a version of this as the image. So look out for this top half bit. There'll be a link underneath. Click on that. It will bring you directly to this page. That's probably going to be the easiest way for you to find it. And if you're in real time, it should be right near the top. If it's a couple of days, you might have to have a little bit of a scroll. If you're not yet on my e-newsletter list, because I'm going to send this out to them first, just so they get first dibs on the deck of cards, etc. But if you're not on my e-newsletter list, that's oftentimes where I check, test things out. If I'm looking for volunteers, they often get special pricing when I launch things, which I don't share with the public. So if you're not on the e-newsletter list, when you're on the transformationstm.com website, look on the top left and you'll see somewhere where you can sign up for the e-newsletter. And if you know someone who could benefit from either the reading or the soul plan reading, feel free to share this with them. If you've got, social media connections, if you've got your own newsletter, feel free to share. With Thrivecart, if you would like to, they do actually have an affiliate program. So if you wanted to do that, I've set that up. That's already kind of auto set up. So I can most certainly send you an affiliate link if you want to do that also. And yeah, feel free if you want to gift either the reading or the soul plan reading to someone, then happy for you to do that as well. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. And I look forward to working with you or someone that you'll be nominating if this resonates. Wishing you all a fabulous rest of your day. And here is to brilliant end to 2023 and a fantastic 2024 and beyond. Marilyn Devonish, the Neuro Success Coach from transformationstm.com, over and out.